We were born on February 19th, 1996. Summer, my sister, was always my partner in crime growing up. For the first, 10 years of our lives, she had 4 inches and 40 pounds on me, and she would just terrorize me all the time, just beating me up for everything. By the time we got to about 7th grade, middle school, we realized that we actually had a ton in common. We liked the same music, got along with the same people. We found out we both had enough dirt on each other that we couldn't really get each other in trouble, and ever since then, we had no problems. Well, when I was a younger kid, my goal was to please. So I was always doing what I was told, never wanted to cause any conflict. So I really got stuck with all the chores growing up. My parents always had to come to me for help and everything like that because they knew they couldn't get my sister to do it. She was a free spirit and I caved easy. My favorite high school memory with Summer probably has to be the first party we ever went to together. It was a Halloween party our freshman year. Summer and I both got really dressed up, went out with all our friends, and it was the first time, we at this point we were getting along. It was the first time we really got to go out together and have fun. And it was just a really special time for both of us. Summer just mysteriously had this strange pain in her hip. It was giving her trouble walking. So she went to numerous doctors and chiropractors, and they all had these different theories of what it was. And they tried all these different treatments, and none of them seemed to be working. So one just said, we might as well try an MRI. And then about 3 days later, my dad picked me up early from school and was driving me home, and he kind of just pulled over on the side of the road, and he was crying, and he just explained, the situation, and I kind of had to absorb it. It was tough to hear.
What did he tell you?
He just said, he was very straightforward with me. My dad's that kind of person. He just looked me in the eye and said, the results came back. It is cancer. We're going to do our best to get through this as a family. The fact that it was so unknown, I could handle most things hearing them, but her cancer was so rare and it was stage 4 that they didn't know how to begin to treat her, and I hated staring into the unknown. So I came to the decision myself that we're twins, she's losing her hair, I should lose mine too. I had this ridiculous long bowl cut. It was bad. So I kind of, told her that I planned to shave my head with her, and she was like, oh, don't do that, like, you'll regret it, but I really wanted to. So the day came, and we had a bunch of people over in our backyard for like a hair shaving party, and they cut our hair both short, and they shaved my head and bicked it, and shaved her head and bicked it too. And I remember I went second, and she was already inside the house because she wasn't feeling very well. And I walk in the front door, and she just starts laughing her ass off. I mean, she thought it was the funniest thing she ever saw, her bald twin brother, and we sat down on the couch together, and we really did look like twins. But after she was put on hospice, when she was brought home, that's when it really hit me. It was tough. Every morning I'd wake up not knowing if she was alive or dead. That was my first question. All her friends wrote her letters just about how much they love her. So even though she was asleep, we'd sit there and read the letters out loud to her. I was actually upstairs in my room. My aunt came and got me, said you should come downstairs right now. We all went downstairs. We could tell her eyes had rolled into the back of her head. She was still breathing, but it was diminishing. And we all just kind of sat in silence in the room. Everybody was crying, and eventually she just faded, and we called the hospital, and they came over. coming from, a family that has dealt with cancer, I just really appreciate what Sigma Chi has done. I'm so happy to be able to be a part of it. It's the community that I really am passionate about.
Last year, we reinvented philanthropy on a college campus. This year, we've set our goals even higher to raise the most out of any Sigma Chi chapter in the country. The Epsilon chapter at Sigma Chi at the George Washington University gets Derby for my mom,
For James Snyder.
for my grandma,
For Captain Andy. For my cousin Claire. For my mom.
for my grandpa,
For Pop-Up.
For Mama Pete.
For my high school senior sponsor.
for my aunt Charlotte Coleman,
For my grandmother.
for Nana,
For my grandpa Sherman.
for Summer.
If you could say one thing to someone right now, what would you say?
I'd probably tell her that I'm doing okay. She was always really worried about how we do without her, and I manage it.